let's maybe pin down who we are going to be looking at to see as the big games across the weekend. Lisa, I think when we were rattling off the Friday games, the Saturday games, the Sunday games, we've got some very specific regional rivalry type of games that we are looking at in terms of the match of the weekend. I think the first one that we're going to give it to, we're absolutely going to keep our eyes on Saturday's fixture between Angel City FC and San Diego Wave Football Club at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Angel City and San Diego's first match against each other, right? The two California expansion sides going head to head for the first time in NWSL action.
It's not just their first match against each other, it's their first matches as clubs in general. And the fact that each opponent gets to go against another expansion club team almost kind of evens the playing field a little bit. It's neither of these teams have competed in matches before or tournaments before. They've had the same amount of preseason, the same amount of opportunity leading up to Saturday's match, but all eyes will be turned to this game because everyone wants to see what these clubs have been working on behind closed doors. When we look at these two matchups, I mean, in particularly like Angel City, we did our preview for them, and San Diego, of course, but looking at the rosters for them that they have put out for this Challenge Cup, looking at the coaching decisions that have been made and the fundamentals that have been laid down for both of these clubs, I have to take a look at San Diego a little closer because I think their roster just packs a bigger punch than Angel City at this point, based on injuries, based on who they've rolled out, even like across the line. I mean, the front line for San Diego is Alex Morgan, Jody Taylor, Katie Johnson, Taylor Korniak is in there, Kelsey Turnbow is in there. So these are all good players that have a lot of experience in Jody Taylor, Alex Morgan, Katie Johnson, Taylor Korniak knowing how to play with Alex Morgan, formerly both at Orlando Pride, and then a young superstar in Kelsey Turnbow, who drafted in 2021, but chose to take a fifth year in college and now coming to San Diego. There's just a lot of versatility in this frontline squad, and even defensively for San Diego. They have Caitlin Sheridan in goal, who is Canadian international. She won gold this summer. Tegan McGrady, who was on the 2021 Washington Spirit team that won the NWSL championship, and number 1 overall draft pick, Naomi Girma, who is a defender. So I love the look of San Diego and Angel City. They're missing Julie Ertz. She won't be playing. Sarah Gordon in their back line. They still have big players, but I think San Diego is going to hit a little harder in this match. But I'm so excited to watch this one. I really am.
I like that. You're kind of giving a pick a little bit in this one when we're in our matches of the week to watch. I like that. You're going with San Diego. So you know what? I'm going to keep it interesting here and go the other side. I'm going to go Angel City in this one. I'm excited for this game in general, right? Because of all the aforementioned things that you had already gone through right now, in terms of it being the first NWSL competition for them, period, right? Not just against each other, right? That's going to have all eyes on both of these teams. But, you know, in terms of the hosts in this one, right? It's going to be Angel City. Yeah. It's going to be them. They're going to be the ones that are stepping onto the pitch as the home side in this one. You know, they're going to be the ones that are, looked to as, are they going to deliver on this sort of opening weekend type of environment? Like, what's this Angel City side going to look like as the home team, as the team with maybe, you know, the quote unquote pressure, so to speak. And I'm going to hope that they rise to the occasion. So I'm going to go with Angel City and say that they're going to deliver. A big thing that I'm excited to see is the return of Christen Press.
Yeah.
To be frank, that's also a headline that's probably going into this type of match. We're talking about a United States women's national team forward who has been involved in the senior level national team and the NWSL for a very, very long time, making her return to NWSL play after a couple years absence there. We're talking about stepping onto the field for NWSL competition for the first time since 2019, and that is very exciting. I think everybody can agree that the NWSL is just a little bit different, maybe a little bit more exciting place when you've got the most prolific scorers in the league, right? And that includes somebody absolutely like Christen Press. So I'm excited to see what this team looks like, how they're going to be feeding her the ball, if they're going to be asking her to be more of the playmaking architect. We will see. We're going to get to see all of that come to life in this California clash. But this isn't the only match that we've got highlighted in terms of rivalries for match of the weekend. We're also going to be keeping an eye on Friday's match on the West Coast still, right? With OL Reign versus Portland Thorns kicking off at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Lisa, when we're looking at this one, listen, I've been talking about it throughout all of our different previews, during our OL Reign preview, during the Challenge Cup previews, all of it. I've got a spot for OL Reign in the top of my rankings for them to make a run and go and get some titles during 2022. And I think they've got potentially a good shot at maybe taking the Challenge Cup. But it's got to start with this huge game.
Yeah. This is a huge matchup between OL Reign and Portland Thorns. I know, Sandra, you've been high on OL Reign the last few months, and there's good reason why, right? There's so many points of evidence to back up your reasoning for that one. And when we look at the last few weeks, there was a preseason tournament hosted by Portland Thorns, and Portland hosted OL Reign. These two teams faced off. It ended in a 0-0 draw, which I don't think the score line is reflective of what we're going to see this weekend on Friday. However, I do think that the level of competition is what we're going to see. It was a really tough match. It was a really hard fought battle. This is a rivalry that's been happening forever. And when you look at these two sides, Portland Thorns, they're reigning Challenge Cup champions. They won it in 2021. We're seeing a different formation from them from last year to this year with new head coach Rain Wilkinson. So they're providing a little bit more. I think we're seeing a lot from Sophia Smith, who's recently shown so much at the national team level with the United States women's national team. In the preseason match against the U23, Sophia Smith had a hat trick. She probably could have had like 4 or 5 in that match. She had a few off the bar. I was able to watch these highlights and read some articles on that one. However, new developments with the Portland Thorns. It was announced that defender Becky Sauerbrunn underwent meniscus knee surgery, and she will be out for the Challenge Cup in recovery. They hope to have her return by the regular season. Now, meniscus knee surgery is minimal. It's not super invasive. It's not super reconstructive by any means. So it's a good time for her to get this surgery as opposed to letting her knee get worse and the pain get more painful. However, now Portland is without Becky Sauerbrunn, who was the rock and the leader in their backline. So I think that changes things for Portland as well. And when you look at OL Reign, 12 of their 26 players on their roster are new this year, which is some of the biggest turnover we've ever seen from OL Reign. They lost a number of players, just changes happening around, but they also got some players back. We saw Ali Watt at the end of the 2021 season. She was coming off of a knee surgery, and we'll see her hopefully in this match against Portland Thorns. But they also have some changeover at the goalkeeper position for OL Reign with Fallon Tullis-Joyce, goalkeeper. She was nominated for goalkeeper of the year in 2021 in the French league, and she's the most experienced player for OL Reign that they have in the goalkeeper position. The other two are rookies. So that's a position that I think lacks a lot of depth for OL Reign. That's my only point I'm going to throw at you for OL Reign, Sandra, is that their goalkeeper position doesn't have a lot of depth. Yeah. However, you're going with OL Reign to win this one? You are? All right. Yeah. I like that. I don't know. I'm going to be frank. I think I want to go with OL Reign as well.
Go with a draw if you like.
They have a lot more, I think, with like Bethany Balser they have and Megan Rapinoe. I think we could see a lot from Bethany Balser this year, Sophia Huerta. And the fact that Portland Thorns are now without Becky Sauerbrunn, it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it, again, first game, right? Maybe it does boil down to a draw. You know, we've seen these two teams battle out to that before in the past, but I think both of us sticking with OL Reign could maybe be something where we come back on a recap episode and say, hey, we were right. Or if we're wrong, we'll say we're wrong. We'll find out.
Always.
Yeah. We've got one more for